There certainly is, and of course the winners here will be facing Cork, and that will be in 2 weeks' time in Thurles. The changes on the Limerick forward line, just to update you on that at the start of the second half. The half forward line that started is now the full forward line, which means that Mike Houlihan is full forward, James Moran and Barry Foley are his corner forwards, and we've got the half forward line of Mark Foley, Shane O'Neill and Mike Galligan. Galligan is on the left. Match gets underway once again, and it's 1-9 to 7 points in Waterford's favour. This match in the Sunday Game live series coming to you from Páirc in Cork. And straight away it is Mark Foley, and that is the kind of start they wanted. It came off the post. Cullinane gets it out another little bit. Mike Galligan trying to get that ball in. Tom Feeney trying to nurse it away from danger. Standing back there is the captain, who is Flannery, out towards Hartley. Plenty of fighting spirit in evidence in the opening seconds of the second half, as Limerick, through Mark Foley in particular, were trying to get themselves within 4 points of Waterford. So a free to the Dacia men. Tony Browne has gone back to take it. In over Ken McGrath's head. This is Jack Foley now playing at left half back. Mike Galligan trying to get the measure of this one, but he doesn't succeed, and instead it's Peter Queally. The hand pass towards Micheál White, intercepted by Brian Carey. Carey is fouled as he's trying to get out. He's chopped down. Referee having a word with Micheál White. He was the player who was sent off in the early stages of the replayed Munster final last year, along with Brian Lowen. Dave Clarke's free. A huge one in towards Mike Houlihan. It's blocked down. Queally tries to get it out. Brian Greene has it instead. Shane O'Neill fumbles initially, but manages to get enough on it to get it as far as Carey. Now takes the return. In towards Houlihan once again, breaks down. It's a great save by Brendan Landers, and it's fumble, and it's gone for the game's first 65. Great save by Brendan Landers from Mike Galligan. Close to being the second goal of the match, and Limerick's first. Galligan had the opportunity, but the keeper was equal to it. Well, that's splendid goalkeeping by Brendan Landers, one of the top keepers in the land. Mike Galligan may have been denied there. He scored 3 points from frees so far, and 3 points from 3 frees, I should say. So excellent shooting. Now can he strike over this 65? He lobs it in there. Everybody reaching for it, and it goes harmlessly wide. The last man close to it was Barry Foley. Well, that's the first one he's made. He lobbed it in that time, but this was Galligan moments earlier, and that was Brendan Landers. Towards Ken McGrath. Dave Clarke with his hands full this afternoon, and that is Mark Foley going down there. May have been his own man who made contact with him. And the referee is having words with Brian Greene. The referee was a lot nearer to it than we are, and it's a yellow card. Let's just take another look at this one here, and it was indeed Brian Greene. So referee got it absolutely spot on. Mark Foley limps back into the action, now playing, remember, at right half forward. Dave Clarke with the free. Driven in towards Mike Galligan. Carey is there as well. And again having difficulty getting it up onto the stick for first time of asking. Trying to go by Tom Feeney. And Carey takes far too many steps, and it's going to be a free downfield for Waterford. And it'll be Brendan Landers who will be the taker of this free. He's brought the stick with the big, broad boss out with him, as we note the booking of Brian Greene. Beyond Dan Shanahan that time. Dan made that wonderful pass through for Paul Flynn's goal in the first half. Micheál White just feeling his face. Limerick have the free. And it's going to be Dave Clarke who will take it. Dropped in towards Mike Houlihan. A broken stick, the stick of Sean Cullinane. He calls for a replacement stick, but Waterford get the ball out towards Tony Browne. Chased after by Clem Smith. Again, they tried to get that ball away there. Jack Foley in particular hand passes his centre half back into trouble. That's Ollie Moran, but Ollie recovers well, but it's set over the line with the ball under intense pressure from Dan Shanahan. The sideline cut here is going to be taken by Tony Browne. In the past he's been able to on occasions put these over the bar. Is there sufficient grass down there for him to be able to get a nice cut on it? Well, not his usual standard, and Micheál White can't keep the ball in play. Well, Gerald McCarthy playing this game on the sideline here like the 16th man, as it were. That's Shanahan, played here 10 years ago in the Munster final. It was the centenary Munster hurling final against Tipperary. Wasn't a happy day for Waterford. They suffered a very heavy defeat. Peter Queally puts up the left hand. It breaks down here towards Fergal Hartley. Away swiftly into the forwards towards Dave Bennett. Paul Flynn has discarded the black helmet, waiting for it to come his way, but it doesn't do so. Nice hoop there on Dave Clarke. He persists, but it runs out towards Ken McGrath. That's a great ball down to the totally unmarked Dan Shanahan. They've got Micheál White waiting inside if it comes to him, and it does. Here's White, and that's gone over the bar. A first point of the match for Micheál White, and the Limerick defence really torn to shreds there in that last attack, and Waterford should perhaps have had a second goal. Well, Gerald McCarthy will be happy with the score in any case. It's Dan Shanahan who hand passed it brilliantly across to Micheál White, and he knocked it over the bar. And a sub coming on for Limerick, and Gary Kirby, the man whom they hope can take them out of a crisis situation. And Mike Galligan is the one who has made way. Scorer of 3 points from frees, missed 165 in the second half, but now he is called ashore. So let's see whether that can freshen things up somewhat. We're watching Barry Foley trying to make some inroads there against Tom Feeney. Chopped down, and it's going to be a free in. And Gary Foley, or Gary Kirby rather, will now take over the free-taking duties. Brendan Landers there calling out the instructions, making sure that Gary doesn't get a simple chance of perhaps getting in for a goal. He's happy with the point. Gary Kirby on the pitch only about a minute, and already he's got himself a point from a free. So now, as you were at half-time, with 5 points between the teams. Nicely back by Barry Foley. This is Stephen Frampton, missing his first touch there, and Shane O'Neill can't keep the ball in play, and it's going to be a sideline ball down there for Limerick. Linesman down there is Johnny McDonagh, of course, of Tipperary. Eamon Cregan alongside him. This will be taken by Jack Foley. Again, a very poor touch here, and you have to blame the pitch. There's no two ways about it. It's just not playing well. Gary Kirby trying to get that ball in. They're all trying to get in there. So too is Tom Feeney, and it builds up and gets a little angry. And the referee, Pat Horn, one of the best in the business, is in down there to diffuse matters straight away. That's number 2, Tom Feeney from Ballyduff. The referee calling aside there, Shane O'Neill. Shane gets the lecturing. And that's going to be a card for Limerick's Shane O'Neill. It's a yellow card. So the players booked in this match so far are Brian Greene, Dan Shanahan and Shane O'Neill. This is what happened here that led to that particular booking. And the referee had a right good view of it, knew exactly what action he had to take and took that action. It's going to be a free to Waterford and Stephen Frampton will take it. Stephen now playing today in his 18th championship match. That's a huge one down towards Paul Flynn. Breaks away from his hands, however. Comes back out here to Barry Foley. Shane O'Neill under this dropping ball. Bounces down there. Stephen Frampton leaving it for Brian Greene. On by Ken McGrath. Inside towards Dave Bennett. Picked up nicely here by Billy O'Sullivan. The hand pass outside. Ken McGrath just manages to get control of it. That's Brian Begley losing it, trying to regain it. Again it's Paul Flynn, the goal scorer in the first half. Getting by Brian Geary, nice clever play, and that's a lovely point. That's now a goal and 5 points, credited to Paul Flynn. Every so often in championship seasons he threatens to do something really impressive and really magical. And this was a lovely bit of skill here, outfoxing Brian Geary, lobbing it in over his head, and then taking it away in his stride and striking it off his left-hand side. Tony Browne battling in there. Gary Kirby's trying to get it forward. That's Billy O'Sullivan towards Dave Bennett, the man at top of the left, runs on again towards Paul Flynn. Now he's causing real problems for Brian Begley. Shooting from some distance out. It was a good 50 metres out when he hit that one. And that's now 4 wides for Waterford. And we've got some more team news now as we go down to the sideline and to Kieran Mullooly.
Gerald McCarthy has decided to take Dave Bennett out of the Waterford side and Anthony Kirwan will be going on.
Well, I've noticed that TJ Ryan, as you were speaking there, has just come into the action. And as we just heard there, Anthony Kirwan has come on for Waterford. Shane O'Neill has gone off the Limerick team. So Anthony Kirwan makes his way on. Dave Bennett has been taken off the Waterford team. Scored a point in the first half, Dave. So Anthony Kirwan, who played a major part in last year's championship matches for Waterford, gets his chance. Still a long way to go in this game. Stephen Frampton fouled. That was James Moran there having a look at the referee. Fergal Hartley, the number 8 on the ground here. Well, confirmation that TJ Ryan has come in here. You may remember that in 1996 he came on as a sub as well in the match against Cork and really made a big impression that day. It'll be TJ's 16th time to play in the championship. This is the foul here again. A little push from behind by James Moran. So the medical people have done their job well. Everybody fit to continue. Stephen Frampton. Ken McGrath coming across here. Broken out, however, from him by Ollie Moran. Here's Kieran Carey. Billy O'Sullivan chases after him. 2 more as well, and finally he goes to ground. Fairly unceremoniously, Brian Greene will have to be very, very careful. He's already been booked in the match. And the referee speaking to him, and they plead on his behalf. Fergal Hartley realising that they could be in real danger here. Brian Greene has already got a yellow, he's got a second, and Waterford are down to 14 men. Sent off in the 15th minute really of the